Says it's preparing to stream live.
And it looks like we are live.
All right. All right. Are you ready, Ms. McCain?
I'm ready.
The meeting for December 10th, special board meeting is now being called to order. And let's see, we'll do roll call. Chastity?
Here.
Laura?
Here, I'm sorry.
Dion?
Here.
Sean is presently not here yet, but hopefully he'll be on soon. And all right, may we have the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Couch?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Mr. Couch, would you please do the mission statement?
Yes, ma'am. The mission of Augusta Independent School is to ensure all students achieve high levels of learning in a nurturing climate, empowering them to be responsible and productive citizens of a global community.
Thank you, Mr. Couch. I need approval of the agenda as presented,
I make a
Motion made.
and I need a second. Laura made a motion.
second. Dion.
Dion made a second. All in favor? Aye.
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 All right. Now we have our student spotlight.
Okay, just so you all know, Mr. Bryant had asked Mr. Bronner and Ms. Bach if their students could put together something. So we have put together a few things. I know with the fourth grade, we're not going to show the whole thing because it's almost 5 minutes long, but they're actually doing a reading of Twas the Night Before Christmas, which is really cute because you know the kids are enjoying it. And of course, there's a few glitches here and there, but of course, that's par for the course when you're doing anything virtual, especially with 9-year-olds. So we're going to show you just a couple of minutes of that, just so you can see all of the fourth graders. And then Mr. Literal is going to then play some of the special recordings from Mr. Bronner's steel drum class.
All right.
It is Miss Bach, and I am joined here with the fourth grade class, some of our fourth grade class, and everybody wave to our board members, wave at your camera. We are so great. We have some in-person kids, we have some virtual kids, and we have come today to read you all a poem. We're going to read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," okay? So everybody, let's get ready to do it just as great as we did when we practice, okay? And I believe starting us off is Mr. Miko Snap. So when you are ready, take it away, sir, okay?
'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were
Nestled, good.
nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her chief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there was a rose such a clatter, I sprung from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. With a
Oh, that's cute.
So you did get to see all of them do parts of it. And, but as you can see, I mean, it's amazing. This is what teachers obviously are trying to instruct daily. You've got kids in cars, you've got kids outside. I don't know if you notice the wind blowing, and that would trigger, the Zoom to kind of go back in.
Yeah.
So there's challenges. Yay, not too bad,
Yay.
Very
Mr.
good.
Bronner and Mrs. Bach to pull this together with their students. We appreciate them doing that. And obviously, not too bad for virtual.
No, that was great.
That was great.
Yeah, tell them thank you.
It sure makes you miss school.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
I hope we never have to live through this again.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Communication principals report.
All right, guys, how's everybody doing?
Good.
It's fine.
Times can be.
So just a couple things here. I don't know. First thing I want to talk about is AIS Principal Spotlight demonstration. I hope someone's helping me with this. Kim, Ms. McCain.
Well,
So basically, I've worked with Mrs. Bach. You saw Mrs. Bach's grade earlier, and she's just a whiz at technology. And, you know,
hold this up, Mr. Kelly.
there you go. Yeah, okay. So to go along with the times, we have she's helped me come up with the principal spotlight. And if you've been at a restaurant anytime during the pandemic, one of the things they're doing is, you know, paperless or no menus. You have to use your phone camera or your QR reader to see the menus to help protect against COVID. So we created something, you know, people get tired of reading long articles and things like that. People are busy, and even more nowadays, if they're at a store or out, they want to get in and out. So she helped me come up with a way to recognize people or our students in our school more with pictures and short little bursts and things that'll change every Friday. But basically, this will be released tomorrow, so you're kind of getting a sneak peek. But if you can shine your, so if you're able to take a picture of that code there, that won't change. Just the content we store on it will change each Friday or every other Friday. So when you see these out, the ladies that delivered lunch yesterday, put them out in some of the businesses, the ones that were open. It'll be on the website. I think Ms. Bach and I tomorrow are doing a little Facebook Live video to introduce this. So if you pull that up, what it'll turn into is
I found it. It's neat.
Nice. I love the picture too.
right. It'll turn into some students of the month. We'll highlight a primary, an intermediate, a middle school, and a high school student, a faculty member or a teacher, and a staff spotlight. There's a couple videos on there from Veterans Day We're going to add a couple of the band videos. There's there'll be a spotlight, an AIS spotlight, which I had some teachers send me the pictures today. I usually take lots of pictures, but we haven't had kids in the building a lot. So we'll put some just pictures on there for spotlight that. And then there's a section about the PTSA. You know, Tina's the president of that in the last 4 or 5 years, 6 years. Tina, my wife, Angie, Miss Bach, Emily Bradford, Nancy Fouts, Amy Bradford, Jimmy Purden. There's about 5 or 6 that have just gone above and beyond to help raise money, and all the money that they raise goes directly back to the students. You know, they provide back to school incentives, they provide testing incentives, they do special things for kids. It used to be called Kentucky Kids Day. They've been able to help us buy some of these learning programs in the past couple of years to help offset the cost to the district. Faculty gifts, just everything they do goes directly back to the staff and students. So we wanted to highlight them as well, and when we can get them all back together, we'll get an updated picture of them as well. But just like I said, a way, and if you would help us, what we'd like to do that help us shine a light. You know, if you when you see that up there, comment or make a comment about the school, the student, just hashtag our motto there, small school, big experience, just to help spread that. You know, we here know and feel truly we've got the best school around, and we're proud of everything we're doing. And our kids, you know, you saw the 4th graders reading virtually, and the band, and just so many awesome things. And kids, you know, just a way to share that and get that out there to a wider audience and have wider reach to, you know, share what we all know, that we got a lot of awesome things going on here at the school. So I'm excited about that, and that wouldn't be possible, like I said, without Mrs. Bach. Her technology and understanding of that is unreal. So I want to thank her for that. So like I said, check that out. I think a couple of you said you got to pull it up, and then we'll send that live tomorrow for the first time, and then probably change it again next Friday, and then wait till after Christmas for the 3rd installment. So we're excited about that. Any questions on that?
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then as far as the virtual and in-person school update, you know, we're going strong. Being at home last week, you know, before I got to come back when I was quarantined there, I spent a lot of time, and I know some of you got kids or grandkids. I just want to take a minute to let you know what an awesome job the faculty and staff is doing virtually, delivering instruction and quality instruction to these kids. You know, I was on 2 or 3 different classes every 30 or 45 minutes. They're teaching, they're checking on them, they're helping them keep morale high. They're bringing kids one-on-one as needed. They're helping parents constantly and asking questions, answering questions, helping them. So just if you see those, I know sometimes this week on Facebook, I've seen several parents frustrated and talking about their kids being frustrated, and I understand that. But you know, this has been very difficult on the teachers as well, and they've accepted the challenge like the true professionals they are. But if you have a parent or somebody frustrated, let them know. All they've got to do is reach out to us. I don't care if you give them my cell phone number, give them the teacher's email. I mean, before they get frustrated, let us help them. We will come to their house. We will help with the technology issues, because I know this is a definite hardship on parents and grandparents. They're not, I mean, they're working, they're doing the things they've got to do to keep a house going, then trying to work with these kids and make sure they're learning. So let us help them. If they need anything at all, reach out to us. It doesn't matter the time. I mean, I'm available at any time, and I know the teachers are as well. So we'll be glad to help those. But, you know, unfortunately, we did have the mandate where our elementary could come back on December 7th. But as we all know, I think I saw today where 116 of the 120 Kentucky counties are still red. You know, that was the stipulation. If you dropped below red, you could bring your elementary back. Unfortunately, I think I read were 3 or 4 schools, only 3 or 4 elementaries were able to do that. We didn't get to do that on the 7th, and we've already made the call to do early and let parents know we're not going to be able to do that Monday as well. So the earliest at this point that we'll be back in person school, and that would be preschool through 12, is January 4th. So, hopefully there's not a big outbreak after, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's here, and we can get these kids back in person on January 4th and get back to, we've proven we can teach virtually. The people have done an awesome job, but that's still no substitute for the in-person instruction, which these children and us, the faculty, staff, and administration here at school desperately need. So that's our update there. If anybody has any questions, I'll do my best to answer those.
Any questions?
No.
I just want to add what Mr. Kelch said about the faculty and staff, just going above and beyond, and also the administrative team. They're always looking for ways to reach these kids. Our teachers are looking for ways to reach these kids. For example, we had an administrative meeting yesterday, and a good portion of the meeting was spent problem solving. Where are we seeing our greatest challenges to reach these kids, and what can we put in place to better serve them? Those are the conversations that are constantly happening with, faculty, staff, and administrators. And we've been very, very blessed that everyone has just embraced the challenges of the pandemic and have done as well as we possibly could. So
Ms. McCain, I would like to add one thing. I know we usually do this about January, but I want to go ahead and let the board know because, I know a lot of times people reach out to you. There, as it is nationwide, there are going to be an increased number of failures. Because for whatever reason, despite, Mr. Bryan's taking teachers on home visits every Wednesday, we've had more communication with parents and students than ever before. These teachers are reaching out. We've almost non-existent internet barrier that we saw in March. We have bought hotspots. We have helped people get connected, but there's still just some people for whatever reason. So, and I'm not talking elementary, I'm talking more middle and high school kids that just aren't logging on, doing what they're supposed to. And, we've been patient. We've given them extended time. We've brought them in one-on-one. I'm obviously not an advocate of giving many yes. We try not to, but I don't know what else we can do right now to short of giving them the grade, which I'm not a fan of. Too many people are out there working very hard, but hopefully this will wake them up. And I'll just go ahead and just to give you an early update. At this point, I think there's 4 seniors that are in danger of failing classes and not graduating. We implemented a program that we came up with yesterday in the board or in the admin meeting. I've got some teachers that teach related arts classes and have some extra planning periods that, don't have to be online 4 or 5 periods a day. So Mr. Bryan identified the 25, most at-risk students, and we separated those up between 8 or 9 faculty and staff and assigned them all 3 or 4 kids to reach out to those individually. Coach Henson already had one of the seniors in here today. I want to applaud the teachers and staff. I emailed them at about 11:30 today, and a couple of those have already reached out. Like I said, Coach Henson had a senior in here trying to get them back on track, get them caught up. We want to give them every opportunity to graduate. We don't want kids not to graduate, but they've got to give us a little bit too. So I did just want to update you on that, let you know that, if you get some calls, that could be something you hear. But I will tell you, there's no one out there that has failing grades that their parents or guardians haven't been contacted numerous times. So if you were to hear those, please send them our direction. Let them know the things we have in place to help those, and just let us know and we'll do what we can. So I just wanted to add that.
And
Thank you, Mr. Couch.
Thank you.
thing to add to that is, one of the discussion items yesterday when we were brainstorming, is the fact that we can have 15% capacity in the building. So we're bringing in special ed kids, maybe kids that have requested assistance from teachers. And I think what Mr. Kelch and Mr. Bryant are going to do is set up a schedule, particularly for those seniors that have failing grades, so that it's automatic that they have a schedule that they can come in several days during the week and get assistance one-on-one. So hopefully we can get them caught up and where they need to be. So, it's the old saying, you can, lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I mean, we have done nothing short but brought them, into the school and going to try to help them. But they do have to take a little initiative here and get motivated to get it done.
Isn't that funny? They're seniors, and when I'm with Keaton and Katie, I can hear, teachers on the computer and stuff talking to them and chatting, and the children too. And here you have elementary children saying, I got myself up, I'm ready to go. And you can't, and seniors are not responsible of getting themselves up for their classes. That's sad.
Yeah. We agree.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you're doing everything you can to get, to help them graduate. So
And we
You
will
sure are.
it's just
And we will
up to them.
continue to, absolutely.
Yes, you are.
Well, I mean, we've gone as far as, because our semester ends next Friday, and there could be some with some failing grades. So we've gone which means a half a credit, as far as, Mr. Kelch and Mr. Bryant, still giving them an opportunity if they will start coming in to make up, those credits. We don't want them to think that it's too late. If they will start in January, when school resumes, and really, work hard, we'll work with them, but they got to give us something to work with.
That's right.
Good. All right. Any other questions for Mr. Couch? Thank you for your
Thank you
report.
all.
Superintendent's report.
Just wanted to mention, as everyone knows, the school, of course, is virtual next week, and we will continue, being closed based on the governor's executive orders when the county is red. There has been some discussion that the governor could loosen up the metrics for what makes a county red. There's been nothing official that's come out on that, but I will keep everyone posted if any of those changes do occur. We did learn today, KHSAA had a meeting, and they have basically approved for the winter sports to continue as originally scheduled, where practices can start next Monday on December 14th, and then the season would start then when we resume from Christmas break on January 4th. Mr. Kelch and I have had some discussions on that with Coach Henson. And so we will just have to look at this and take it, day by day, use all of the data and information that we have as far as our metrics, where the county is, and also where the school is. That's one of the things that we'll have to look at, is where the school metrics are as far as, number of cases, quarantines. So what we would do is similar to what we were doing before school closed, is that if our county is red or another county is red, we wouldn't play those districts. Or, we would try to pick up, or if we're if we're not red, but that can't work and we can play them, we try to pick up other games, reschedule and so on. We will have to handle this, with a lot of caution and a lot of intention as far as safety goes. To just say this is how we're going to do it, it's just too complex to say that. We'll have to take it, like I said all along, case by case, day by day, situation by situation. So just wanted to let you all know, I'm sure that you will be hearing about that. And I do realize that puts everyone in a very tough spot. There's a lot of parents and families out there that want their kids to be in school, in person. Of course, we are in school, not in person. And so, they're not happy with the message that sends when, student athletes can begin to resume activity. We understand that. We understand that and agree. Any questions on that? Athletics and that. I did want to mention that the superintendents had a call with the governor last Friday. They gave us an update on the vaccines slated to start arriving in Kentucky next week. And they will be administered to long-term health or long-term residents in nursing facilities, and then healthcare providers and workers. The third will be educators. So educators are high on the priority list. They're going to try and have those completed by March 1st. So hopefully sometime in March or April, educators can begin getting vaccinated. We were charged with starting to develop our rosters of who is willing to take the vaccine. So that is what we'll be putting together over the next couple of months. Who is going to be willing to take the vaccine? As far as who should take the vaccine in schools, they recommend everyone associated that works affiliated with the school, whether it's as a volunteer, school board member, contract employee, coaches, volunteer coaches, anyone, school-based therapists, foster grandparents, they recommend that they do get vaccinated. Who can't take the vaccine? Children and pregnant women cannot take the vaccine. So we are going to be putting that roster together. I will be sending out information to the board as well, if you would like to be on that list. So it's something that you don't have to make a decision now, but we will over the next couple of months be putting that together. Any questions?
No.
Moving on to coronavirus relief fund update. Just real quickly, we had been getting some information about our SEEK funds being cut. Mr. Literal had a meeting, a web meeting last week, and basically what we learned is that the coronavirus relief funds that the state is receiving are going to replace some of the SEEK funds. So basically they're swapping out those. So we're not going to lose money. They're just replacing SEEK with the coronavirus relief funds. It would have been nice to have had a little surplus there because, certainly because of the issue that we ran into with FEMA, which is my next item that I wanted to update you on. As I'd mentioned before, FEMA changed the rules to use Mr. Literal's analogy, which explains it well. FEMA changed the rules in the fourth inning of the ball game. So what they've been telling schools as far as would be eligible for reimbursement, we find out about a month ago would not be eligible. Most everything we're not eligible for to be reimbursed. About the only thing is a few basic cleaning supplies and a few basic, a few PPE things, very minimal. Mr. Literal and I had a conference call yesterday with our representative that works with us through the Kentucky Emergency Management. And we actually learned something that we didn't realize was they are only approving these materials that were purchased prior to May 1st. So I told the representative, I said, that is extremely calculated and intentional. Most schools at that point, we weren't even thinking about purchasing PPE and cleaning supplies and all of this for the next school year. We were still trying to grapple with what is going on. How are we going to get through the next week? We never even imagined we would be out of school, for the entire school year like we have been. So it was, it's kind of frustrating. Our Mr. Literal especially has put in a considerable amount of time and effort to pull all of this together. Anything for the federal government, it is a very cumbersome, lengthy process we've worked on since the summer. And basically, our submission was $100,000, and we've learned we're going to get $7,700. There were a few expenses as we went through it yesterday that we could get a few more $1,000, but probably the maximum we would ever get reimbursed to the district would be $10,000, and I don't expect we'll get that. Nonetheless, I have reached out to our congressman. I've reached out to the different groups affiliated with school districts, KDE, the Kentucky Association of School Superintendents. So there is a whole collective effort, if you will, to lobby the federal government and on this issue. And it's not just in Kentucky. There's states, lots of states are also very, very unhappy with how all that played out. Does anyone have any questions on the FEMA?
No.
Last thing, just to keep you informed, is the district actually is getting ready to switch over to a new website provider. Currently, we are with School Point, and we are going to be transitioning to School Insight. Mr. Literal has worked on this. Our contract is up this next year, and so he looked at several different vendors and companies, and this company does several school districts in Kentucky. The biggest difference with them is after the first year, which cost about the same annual fee as School Point, it's about $700 cheaper a year. And Mr. Literal actually likes the features much better, with this new company. So come summertime, we will have a new website. So you're going to see a whole new website design, and it'll look different here in the near future. Any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. McCain.
You're welcome.
Next, attendance and enrollment. Any questions there? It looks like we have 309 students, P through K, or 12, and K through 12, 292. You can see we have 67 virtual students, quarantine students due to direct exposure, 6, quarantine students tested positive, 5, quarantine staff due to direct exposure, 2, quarantine staff tested positive, 1. Our November attendance participation is 91.64, year to date 94.12%. And I can see where it's been a challenge and continues to decrease the virtual attendance. Our in-person attendance was well over 95%, but the virtual participation attendance is bringing the overall percentage down. Any questions about any of that?
Was the attendance at 295 last month? Did we lose 3 students?
I would have to look back, Laura.
Because I was just thinking, and I may be wrong, last month thinking, oh, if we could get, if we had 5 more students, we'd have 300. But I was just wondering if we lost some or not.
Yeah, we probably did. I mean, but by next month, we may be up 6.
Okay.
It's very normal to fluctuate.
Oh, absolutely.
5 kids month to month.
Any other questions? All right. Next is citizens, and then we have board members. Laura, do you have any questions or comments?
No, I'm fine. Thank you, Julie.
Dion?
No.
Sean? Chastity? I'm sorry, I don't see her for some reason. Where is she?
She does hate Xander.
Oh, there she is. Do you have any questions or any comments, Chastity?
No, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. All right. Business and actions items, the monthly budget report.
All right. Looking at the general fund, our revenue receipts through November totaled $637,000. Local revenue consisted of $39,000 for utility tax. We've received $11,000 in motor vehicle taxes year to date. $9,600 was collected in tuition. $2,100 for delinquent property taxes, as well as for the sale of supplies. $1,400 was reimbursed for athletic travel from the fall, and $900 was received for a refund of prior expenditures. Our state revenue consisted of $566,000 for SEEK and approximately $2,700 for revenue in lieu of taxes from the state. And our general fund federal revenue, which consisted of $2,400 received for Medicaid reimbursement. Our expenditures through November totaled $693,000. The school budget expended $6,200 year to date. That included $2,800 on copying costs, $1,500 on technology resources, $1,000 on dues and fees, and $700 on general supplies. The maintenance budget through November totaled $138,000. That included $46,000 on property insurance, $33,000 on salaries and benefits, $29,000 on utility services, $11,000 on repairs and maintenance, $10,000 for general supplies, $4,000 for technology and camera equipment, and $3,000 for professional services. Through November, we've used 46% of our maintenance budget. And the transportation budget through November had a cost of total $33,000. That included the suburban payment at $11,000, salaries and benefits at $10,000, $8,000 for fleet insurance, $1,600 on diesel fuel, and $1,000 on professional services and drug testing services. And that budget has expended 33%. So for the general fund year to date, our expenditures currently exceed our receipts by $56,000. Special revenue fund, DER grant funds were received for $3,600 for the purchase of graphing calculators mentioned last meeting. We also received $3,000 from the Rotary Club, which will fund the Raptor visitor management system that we installed in July. And the food service fund received $51,000 year to date in federal reimbursement revenue, $1,000 from local revenue, and $600 for state revenue, to total $53,000 approximately through November. Our expenditures totaled $63,000 in the food service fund through November, and that included $36,000 on salaries and benefits, $21,000 on food supplies, $4,000 on general supplies, $1,000 on machinery, and $800 on dues and fees. That puts our balance approximately $36,000. And one item that was not on the written budget report, because I didn't get this until after I completed this, just to let the board know, on July 1st, we will see an increase in our CERS retirement rate. That is the retirement system for classified employees. It will increase to 26.95%. It is currently 24.8%. 0.06%. So it was one of those it's the retirement system that had a substantial increase years ago, but instead of putting it all on us on 1 year, they had agreed that they would extend it out over a several year period.
What's
Any
it going to go
questions?
up? What's it going up to?
I'll have to look. We're close.
Okay.
It's somewhere between where we are now, and we may be where we are now, but it may be 28%. I can't recall the exact number.
Okay.
But this started back, I think, in 2017. The agreement was they would not raise it any more than 12% a year. So, any other questions?
Can you see any savings in our transportation since we're not running buses as much?
Yeah, I mean, really, we've certainly saved on diesel fuel. But obviously, since we're still, we still have the salary. So I think we've already expended about 33% of that budget, and we're nearly halfway through the year. So we've probably noticed some small savings because we also really haven't spent anything out on repairs and maintenance either. So I'm going to see some small savings in diesel fuel and your repair and maintenance thus far.
Any other questions? All right, I need a motion to approve the monthly budget report.
Right, Sean?
John made motion. I need a
Castile
second.
second.
Chastity seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Okay, approve the monthly facilities report. You can see our monthly maintenance, refrigerator repaired in cafeteria, light replaced in cafeteria, heater repaired in the school lobby, disinfectant vulgar used daily for entire school and buses, repaired stair rail on stairs by cafeteria, repaired boys or toilet and boys restroom, daily sanitizing of classrooms, restrooms, and stair rails. And the local planning committee and district facilities plan update. Why is that on there?
Well, I put that on there just so you all would have I just wanted you all to have a copy of the actual meeting schedule. So the local planning committee will begin meeting January 7th. There's, as you all recall, every 4 years we go through this process, and there's a series of meetings, public forums, all these different things that have to be approved by the board. It's a very methodical process. It's kind of a lengthy process. So it's going to take us until April to get our district facilities plan updated. So that is on there just so board members can see the schedule for the LPC.
Any questions? I need a motion to approve the monthly facility report.
I make a motion, Dion.
Castile
Dion made the
second.
motion. I need a second. Chastity seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The comprehensive school and district improvement plan, did everyone get a chance to look over that?
mhm.
Are there any questions? Yeah, I need a motion to approve the comprehensive school district improvement plan for 2020-2021.
Motion made.
Laura made the motion. I need a second.
John,
Second, Dion.
second.
John, second. All in favor, say aye. All right, moving on. We have to approve the 2021 board meeting calendar. Everyone had a chance to look at that. And I need a motion to approve the 2021 board meeting calendar.
And I did want to mention that some of these dates, of course, with the local planning committee, and having to have certain meetings on the same day as the board meeting, these dates were very intentional, many of them to coincide with the LPC committee.
Okay. Need a motion to approve the 2021 board meeting calendar.
Castile make.
Chastity made a motion. I need a second.
Laura second.
Laura second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we go down to the district municipal advisor option. I know that Ms. McCain talked to us about this. Ms. McCain, do you want to talk about it, or does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I will give you all just a quick little update. I think at the last meeting, I had mentioned that the district had been approached by Compass Municipal Advisors, and Anthony Strong had been to the district just to let us know that their services are available to the district in terms of providing facility bonding, similar to what RSA has provided for the district over the years. They too are the same type of entity and fiscal agent. Currently, Compass does a lot of work in South Carolina. They, most of the school bonds in South Carolina. However, they have an office now in Kentucky, and I think they're really trying to expand. Mr. Literal and Mr. Caskey and I met with them. Anthony Strong and Keith Brock and RJ Palmer came to the district, did a presentation for us, did a really good job. I mean, I think Compass Municipal Advisors is an excellent company. They offered reduced fees for the first bond issues. They also, one of the things that we'd ask for is different options in case our bonding potential was short based on what we would need for our project. They came back a second time. We had another meeting with them on Zoom. They gave us some other options there. I mean, they definitely, understand, the school's perspective. They made it very personal. I don't have anything, I don't have anything negative to say. I mean, I wanted to present it to the board because I want the board to know that there are other, options out there if the board, would, feel they wanted to go another direction, at some point. So I just wanted to make sure to take that to you all because, I know that Anthony Strong and Compass Municipal Advisors, put forth a lot of effort and time, to generate and prepare and give us, a package.
Mhm. I appreciate them meeting with you and talking about what they would do, but it appears that our current one, RSA, they are also, we've been with them for quite a while, right? And they've always done what we've asked them to do and helped us with the nickel tax.
Right. I did want to mention, so after we've met with Compass, I did reach out to RSA, let them know, that Compass had been in and had, offered some reduced fee structure for us, and they came back. They also did a presentation, also said they would match the reduction in fees. They also offered a comparable, options, basically to maximize our bonding potential and, really, again, RSA has provided really good service to the district. I have absolutely no complaints. I would say I would be comfortable, with either company. Definitely Bob Tarvin with RSA helped the district with the nickel tax and also with equalization last year.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't see any reason to switch right now. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
No, I agree.
All right. Well, I mean, you can let Compass know that and Mr. Strong know that we appreciate them presenting to you and the administrative team, but at this time we just want to stay with the RSA.
Well, and I think, what's important is that the board knows that there are other options out there.
Yeah.
Anytime in the future that, the board wants to go another direction, until I heard from Compass, I'm not familiar with any other companies that handle specific school bonding. So it's good to know, and and I will pass that information along.
All right, sounds good. Okay, business and consent items. We have approved previous meeting minutes, approved bills, approved treasurer's report, approved field trips. I need a motion to approve the business and consent items.
Make a motion, Dion.
Dion makes a motion. I need a second.
Sean
Second,
second.
Laura, or Sean.
Sean second. All in favor, say aye.
Okay.
And I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion made.
Laura made the motion. I need a second.
Second,
Nay.
Dion.
Second,
Dion,
Sean.
Dion seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
And this meeting is adjourned. And
All right, guys, thank you all. Have a great night. If I don't see y'all before, Merry Christmas. Stay safe.
thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Couch.
Just for you, Miss McCain.
I said it's like a toboggan. It's a toboggan maze.
See you guys. Have a great
Thank
night.
you. Thank you, Mr. Couch.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I did want to mention, just in case you hadn't looked specifically and opened up the attachment under the field trip, which was the senior trip.
Mm-hmm.
Seniors again going to Florida, very similar agenda and itinerary as last year. The major difference was the instead of taking a bus, they are flying. They've already gotten permission, parents are all on board with them to fly. The main reason being that it's much cheaper. I think it's going to save like $4,000 if they fly versus taking the bus. So that in itself is an experience for kids. So I'm happy that they're getting to do that.
I was impressed that they've made all their money. I mean, I started thinking about fundraising and like, how in the world were they able to do that this year without, all the festivals and things. Yeah, so that's pretty impressive that they were.
Yes, well, they have a really strong group of parents that have done a lot of work behind the scenes for the last couple of years, and it is a smaller class too.
Yeah.
So that makes a difference.
Yeah.
How many kids are there in the class?
I think there's like, what, 13, Mr. Literal?
Sounds, yeah, it's a small class.
Small classes that would,
Okay.
so.
All right. So now, do we have to leave this meeting and then start another one, or how do we do this?
Yes, so now you're ready to start the new meeting.
Okay, but we stay here.
Yeah, you're just gonna start it just like a new meeting with a
Okay.
order and roll call.
All right. You ready? All right. We're gonna have our special Finance Corporation Board meeting. Call to order, roll call. Let's see, Laura,
Here.
Sean,
Here.
Chastity,
Here.
Dion.
Here.
All right, and this meeting is being held to adopt a resolution to authorize Augusta Independent School District Finance Corporation to issue revenue refunding bonds. And everyone could see here the rationale. And do I need to read the Board of Education resolution, Ms. McCain, or how do we do this?
No,
Okay. So I need a recommendation, right, to adopt a resolution to authorize the Augusta Independent School District Finance Corporation to issue revenue refunding bonds.
yes, we need a motion.
I need a motion.
Motion made to recommend, please.
Laura
Laura.
made the motion. Need a second. Dion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then in addition, I need a motion to adopt the resolution to authorize the issuance of revenue refunding bonds. And are there any questions concerning this? If not, I need a motion to do this.
Sean made.
Sean made the motion. I need a second.
Bastille second.
Chastity second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion made to
Laura
adjourn.
made a motion. I need a second.
Dion.
Bastille. Oh.
Dion, Dion is seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And that concludes our Special Finance Corporation Board meeting.
I told you that'd be a fast one.
Are we still on?
Yeah.
Let
Ms.
me-
McCain, do you want to stop the stream?